Okay, so we're ready to try making another kind of object. So this time we're going to be making a query. As you'll remember, queries are questions or searches of the database. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit create up here, and then you're going to go to query design. Okay, not the wizard, the design. So you're going to hit that, and it's going to give you an option to add a table. You've only got one table, so pretty obviously you're going to add that, and then you're going to close this. Okay, what you're looking at here are obviously the field names of that table. And what you're doing here is you're actually building the SQL, the simple query language, that's going to run this search. Okay, but it's all drag and drop, so it's very easy. So the first thing you need to choose is which fields are going to be part of your query. So we need to kind of have a scenario here. So let's say, for example, that this query is designed to pull out all of the students who do volleyball. Okay, and I want their name and their house. Okay, so I'm going to have to add in their name. So that's their full name and family name. Then I have to add in their house. I'm just double clicking. I can also drag and drop like that. And so that's the data that we want to pull out, but we also need to include their ASA because that is the one that's going to define whether they do volleyball or not. Okay, let's just have a little look at what we've created so far. If I hit this exclamation mark, this is my favorite symbol in any program ever. Run! Okay, so we hit run, and it runs it. So what that's done is it's selected the forename, surname, house, and ASA fields from the whole database. Boom. Displayed it. Okay. Now I can go back to the design view of this now, but this, all it's done is just extract a set of data. Yeah. What we might now need to do is put in a criteria to let it only pull out the data that says the ASA is equal to volleyball. So before we do that though, let's just use this view and look at our view now. What we've got is datasheet view, which is kind of like the results of it, design view, which is what we're in now, and this SQL view. I'm going to click that and have a look at here. Do you remember from the original introductions to queries, that's what this is, okay? So this is a query in the language SQL. It says select table from this table students dot forename means the forename field of the table students table. So I'm selecting forename, family name, house, and ASA, yeah, from TBL students. So all this is, well, not that, all this is just a simple way to write this. We could have just written this, yeah, but obviously that takes some more work. Okay, so here we are in the design view, and what we need to do now is we're going to have to add a criteria. So here, the criteria is that the ASA equals volleyball. Okay, let's hit run and see if what that does. No, there we go, it's worked. It's just pulled out only the data of the students who have the ASA volleyball. Okay, now if I wanted to not see that data, I just uncheck that and I hit run again, and there's my team list. Okay, so now that's something that's useful. What we've done is we've got some useful information from the database. Okay, just for interest's sake, let's go to the SQL view and have a look at this. Now what we've got is the same select thing, except now we've got this where. Yeah, so that's where table students.asa, the field ASA, equals the text volleyball. Okay, so it kind of makes sense. Pretty simple, right? Once you see it like that. Okay, I'm going to now save this. In fact, I'm not going to save it like that. I'm just going to save it by doing this. So I just right click there. Now a query, good practice, QRY is our prefix in lowercase, and I'm going to call this QRY volleyball. Okay, so there it is. Now it sits over here. I can close this and get back to this and I can easily open it up like this. So you guess what your job is? Make a query. Try and give it a purpose and include those features that I've just shown you, which is selecting only a few of the fields, turning off the being able to view a field, and using the criteria. Okay, so imagine yourself a scenario that you think you'll be able to do with your database, create a query that does it, and then just jot down in your OneNote what query you did next to the task for this video. Then you'll be ready to go on to the next video where we're going to look at some more advanced queries.